All right, Falcons fans, strap in because things are getting real spicy down in Atlanta. The defense, it ain't staying quiet this offseason. The Falcons just brought back slot corner D. Alfred, and on top of that, rumors are flying that they might be cooking up a massive draft night trade with the Jets, moving up from 15 all the way to 7 to go after Georgia's own pass rush freak show. That's two bold moves. One clear message. The Falcons are done playing soft on defense. Let's start with Alfred, because his return, that's a redemption story if I've ever seen one. This guy's path is straight up grit. Undrafted, cut in 2022, goes up to Canada to ball out in the CFL, then claws his way back into the league and starts for Atlanta in 2023. And that season, dude made plays. 66 tackles, a pick six, and covered like a blanket. He earned that role. But last year? Man, it was rough. 2024 was like a bad sequel. He got beat. Bad. Zach Ertz made him look silly in man coverage, and the entire secondary just collapsed. Falcons didn't even bother placing a tender on him as a restricted free agent. Felt like that was the end. But here's the twist. They didn't shut the door completely. And now, he's back. And if you caught what Raheem Morris said last week, he was hyping up Mike Hughes and Clark Phillips for that nickel spot. Look, I'm not buying it. Hughes is more of an outside guy. And Phillips? He barely touched the field last year. He got outsnapped 31-3 by an undrafted dude named Natrone Brooks. That tells you everything. Re-signing Alfred? That's the real signal. All that coach speak was just noise. The Falcons are banking on Alfred getting back to that 2023 form. And maybe, just maybe, the problem last year wasn't the player, but the scheme. Jimmy Lake's defense had guys out of position constantly. He's gone now, and maybe that's exactly what Alfred needed. Now let's be real here. Alfred wasn't just a victim of bad coaching last year. He got cooked. Getting torched by Zach Ertz? That wasn't just a bad scheme, that was straight up bad execution. But here's the thing, 2025's a new shot. If he can land somewhere between that 2023 breakout and the 2024 disaster, that's solid depth. Grade B type stuff. Low risk, high reward. And one thing you can't question with Alfred, the dude's got heart. He fights, and this defense needs some of that right now. But enough about that. Let's talk about the real buzz going around. Jalen Walker. Yup. Word on the street is the Falcons are on the phone with the Jets, trying to move up from pick 15 to number 7 to grab the Georgia Bulldog edge monster. That report came out April 4th. Jeff Benedict says Atlanta reached out and the target is clear. The front office wants to make noise with a pass rusher, and Walker is their guy. This ain't just rumor mill stuff. This is intent. Atlanta's pass rush last year completely vanished. Just 28 sacks all season, dead last in the NFC South. That's not just bad, that's embarrassing. Micah Parsons was the dream, but that ship sailed. Jalen Walker, he's next up. 6'2", 245, fast, violent, explosive. This dude terrorized the SEC, 7.5 sacks, 12 tackles for loss, and even a pick six. He's a one-man wrecking crew. Yeah, the price to move up, it's not cheap. Probably means giving up a 2026 first round or two. That's spicy. But guess what? The Saints and Panthers are both sniffing around pass rushers too, so Atlanta's gotta make their move now if they want their guy. Picture this. Walker screaming off the edge, collapsing pockets, and Alfred holding it down in the slot. That's a 1-2 punch for a defense that spent the last couple years punching itself. Is it risky? Absolutely. But if Walker's legit, it's a franchise-altering move. It's bold, it's aggressive, and it's exactly the kind of swing that GM Terry Fontenot should be taking right now. Alfred and Walker aren't just two separate moves. They could be the start of something bigger. Defensive soulmates? Maybe. One's locking down the air, the other's wrecking it from the ground. These two, Alfred and Walker, they're a vibe. A little old school, a little new school. Throwback to when the Falcons defense actually scared people. Think 2016, Vic Beasley coming off the edge with 15.5 sacks, Dwight Freeney bringing the vet juice, and chaos raining down on quarterbacks. Alfred? He's that underdog story. Undrafted, took the CFL route, scratched, and clawed his way back. The dude had a pick six in 2023 and played with that gritty, chip-on-the-shoulder edge. Walker? He's the future. Georgia bred, built to destroy QBs. He's got that Beasley explosiveness, but with a nastier edge. And together, man, it just works. One guy's rewriting his story, the other's just getting started. If Alfred locks down that slot role and Walker starts cooking off the edge, this defense could flip overnight, from liability to lethal. Now don't get it twisted. This ain't a fairy tale. 2024 exposed some real cracks. Alfred's lows weren't just about scheme. He got beat. And Walker? He's a rookie. He's a gamble. Big trades bust all the time. Just ask the Jets how Zach Wilson worked out. But here's where it gets smart. Alfred buying a little more time in coverage lets Walker hit the QB. And when Walker pressures the pocket, it creates turnover chances for the guys behind him. That's real football synergy. It's not just hype, it's tactical. This is how Fontenot operates. Take cheap swings on depth, guys like Nate Landman or Lorenzo Carter, and hope they hit. But now, maybe this is the moment they stop hoping and start building. Alfred as the gritty role player, Walker as the alpha. It's not perfect, but it's a plan, and I'm here for it. So what's the big picture? Atlanta's standing at a crossroads. Last year's defense was an absolute disaster, 31st in yards allowed. Nobody feared that unit. Firing Jimmy Lake was a start, but now it's about the players. Alfred's re-signing, that's a prove-it move. Walker, that's we're done waiting. Put those together and you've got something close to an identity. Grit in the back, fire up front. Sprinkle in a free agent like Raekwon Davis or maybe a corner in round 2. That's a defense with teeth. And we're not just patching holes, folks. We're building a wall. This ain't the same old Falcons story where we go 7-10 and miss the playoffs. Nah, not this time. This year, we're aiming for NFC South dominance, maybe even wildcard warriors. Alfred? He's snagging picks. Walker? He's burying quarterbacks. Penix smiling in the pocket because this isn't fantasy football. It's survival. The Saints and Bucks are out there lurking, so we can't just sit still and expect things to fall into place. Alfred's a budget bet with upside, a $2 million gamble that says he's got something to prove. Walker's the big splash, though. Think back to Julio Jones's 2011 draft trade. This could be that move, but for the defense. Together, they're a middle finger to mediocrity. Fontenot's tired of being a punchline, and these two could be the foundation for something special. If Alfred's 2023 self shows up and Walker lives up to even half the hype, 2025 could be electric. Imagine 40 sacks, a top 15 secondary. That's not a pipe dream, my friends. That's a blueprint, and I'm here for it. So here's your call. Is the hype real or nah? Falcons Nation, what's your vibe? Is Alfred's return a smart move or desperate? Is trading up for Walker genius or an overpay? Drop your takes in the comments. I'm begging for it. This is our defense, talking grit, guts, and a big gamble. Alfred's got that chip on his shoulder, and Walker's got SEC fire in his veins. Smash that like button, share this with your crew, and let's get this debate rolling. April's heating up, and Atlanta is ready to roar.